Beautiful engineering, exquisite details, artful finishing, a true standout in the world of high-end home espresso machines. Now with brewing enhancements like active and passive pre-infusion to help take your espresso to the next level, and new features like a 6.5-minute heat up time and intuitive controls. This machine takes its top-rated predecessor to another level. Hey espresso lovers, Mark here from Whole Latte Love with the ECM Synchronika 2. You know, I'm often asked in the video comments, hey Mark, what's the best espresso machine? But you know, without more info on how you might plan to use a machine or what features are important to you, there's really no one-size-fits-all answer. But ask me which dual boiler has the best engineering, best fit and finish details, and makes awesome espresso. The answer is easy. My go-to has always been the handcrafted in Germany ECM Synchronika, and verified buyers agree. The Synchronika gets a 4.9 out of 5-star rating and about 400 reviews. It's our best ever rated espresso machine. It's one I've been using for a long time and is my personal favorite dual boiler machine. The new Synchronika 2 adds to the original with features like the fastest heat up time in its class, advanced brewing functions like active and passive pre-infusion, more steam power ranging to about 2.25 bar, up from the 2 bar of the previous model. It has time of day, day of week programmable on-off times, and it wraps it all up in one of the most customizable machines available. You know, I first reviewed the Synchronika 8 years ago in 2016. Since that time, I've tracked upgrades over the years, including a bump to class leading steaming power, and you get another one too here in the new Synchronika 2. Most recently, ECM and Mercedes, AMG, you know, those two German brands focused on quality, performance, and longevity, combined for a special limited edition of the iconic Synchronika. So coming up in this video, I'll cover the advanced new features. My buddy and our machine guru, Todd, will join me as we take the cover off to explore the build and the internal components. We'll find out how this machine reduces heat up time to 6.5 minutes from the 25 to 30 minutes typical of this class. I'll have test results including brew temperature accuracy and steaming performance, share my thoughts on the type of user that Synchronika 2 is most suitable for, and of course, a whole lot more. So before I cover all the cool new features, here are the basics. The Syncronika's heritage, yeah, it's Italian. You know, I toured ECM's facility outside Milan a few years ago. Since then, production moved to Heidelberg, Germany, continuing under the ownership of CEO Michael Hauck. He's an innovator, always striving to improve the design, reliability, and capability of ECM machines. The Synchronika 2, it is a dual boiler, rotary pump, plumbable machine with E61 group. Boiler heating is individually controlled by PID for very accurate temperatures. You can set a precise brew temperature to match the coffee you're using. From the steam boiler, you've got best in-class steaming power. Temperature there, you can turn that up to 274 Fahrenheit, which produces a pressure of about 2.25 bar. A knurled push-button rotary dial controls machine functions with information presented on an OLED display. This setup replaces the often cryptically labeled 2-button LED displays typical of PID machines over the last decade. Functions and advanced features are clearly labeled, easy to access, and intuitive to adjust. A deeper look at those coming up. Individual control of boiler temps means you can set any brew temperature with any steam pressure. You can match steam pressure to your skill level without affecting the brew temperature as you would in a heat exchange boiler machine. If you're new to frothing, a lower temperature results in less pressure and it's going to give you more time to froth the milk. If you're experienced, hey, you can crank it up to commercial grade frothing performance. Active and passive pre-infusion are time programmable. When using the onboard water tank, active pre-infusion operates the pump and then stops for the time programmed in the passive setting before applying full brew pressure. When plumbed direct to water line, passive pre-infusion applies timed line pressure to the coffee before activating the pump. Pre-infusion is going to improve your espresso by gently saturating the coffee. This reduces brew water channeling for more balanced flavor and can dramatically improve espresso made using fresh from roast specialty coffees by allowing them to off-gas prior to the main extraction, reducing the overly bright flavors typical in high-end lighter roast. To go a step further, the Synchronika 2 is available with manual flow control of the E61 group. You can use that in conjunction with pre-infusion to manipulate flow rates during extraction, or turn that pre-infusion off for hands-on manual control of flow profiles, including brew pressure, and use it to save extractions when maybe your grind size is a little off by reducing the flow. Hot water and steam wands have quick steam joystick lever operated valves. The large low wear spring assisted valves can be locked on or throttled momentarily. Steam and hot water wands are insulated for no burn qualities, and you'll have less condensation for a drier steam. And a cooler steam wand is going to mean less baked on milk. Brew pressure is externally adjustable via an access port under the rear of the machine. Retro race-inspired gauges for steam and brew pressure are mounted up high for easy visibility. You know, some users are put off by the near 30-minute heat-up times of E61 group machines. Now, that's really easy to deal with using an appliance timer, so a machine is going to be all warmed up and ready to go on your schedule. You know, it takes a while for the thermosiphon flow from the boiler to warm up the large thermal mass of the group head. But to get around all that waiting, the Synchronika 2 has electric capsule heating within the group. While the boiler is warming up, it's turned on and the group is fully heated, ready to make espresso in less than 6.5 minutes. This electric heating within the group system, it's the first time it's been implemented in a machine with an E61 group. Now, I'm guessing it's only a matter of time before other manufacturers follow. It's a game changer. Unexpected guests, sudden Jones for an espresso. You know, now you can serve the crowd or scratch the itch without the wait. There's a bunch of new and powerful functions available using the rotary dial control and OLED display. It's a lot easier to use than the 2-button controls you'll find on most PID machines. When the machine is idle, you'll see the current temperatures for coffee and the steam boiler. After a few minutes, it changes to a scrolling display alternating those temps. When making espresso, the display is going to become a shot timer. Now, to access functions, just double press the dial. As you turn the dial, you're going to cycle through brew temperature, steam enable, steam temperature, pre-infusion, eco mode, cleaning reminder, reset reminder, and then advanced user setting. Turn that on and you get access to filter reminder, timer enable, clock set, schedule set, tank mode, temperature unit, coffee offset correction, and enable brewing head, which turns electric preheating of the group head on and off. To change the setting, press the dial once, then turn the dial to make adjustments, then press again to save the change. So to change the steam boiler temperature, double press the rotary dial, turn to steam temperature and press the dial. Turn the dial to adjust the temperature, and then press to save that change. Time programmable active and passive pre-infusion is a new marquee feature of the Synchronika 2. If running from the onboard water tank, you combine the use of active and passive pre-infusion. Active pre-infusion runs the pump for your set time, then the pump pauses for the time set in passive pre-infusion, allowing the coffee to swell before the pump kicks back on. If running the machine connected directly to household plumbing, it's the line pressure that's going to do the pre-infusion. Since you don't need to run the pump, you'd set the active to off. Then for passive pre-infusion, you set a time ranging up to 60 seconds for how long you want line pressure from that plumbed connection applied to the coffee. You know, direct plumbing the machine really is a way to go. You'll have an unlimited water supply. You'll never fill a reservoir, and filtering water to prevent scale and protect your machine is easy using solutions like those from BWT Water and More that I'll cover coming up. Plus, controllable pre-infusion is going to make better tasting espresso by reducing channeling, and extended low pressure extraction starts are huge for better flavor when using fresh, lighter roast specialty coffees. So a bunch of useful new features there. Now, two I really want to highlight are that day of the week, time of day on-off programming. There you can set 2 times per day using a 24-hour scale. If you're going to be away, the timer enable setting globally toggles the schedule off and back on when you return. The other is coffee offset correction. This setting allows a user to make slight adjustments to the offset value between the coffee boiler temperature measurement point and the output temperature at the group. You know, when a machine is running abnormally hot or cold ambient temps, adjusting this is going to improve the accuracy of displayed brew temperatures. Now, most will likely never need to adjust this, but I appreciate it's been made a very accessible adjustment. You know, old style controllers bury this function in cryptically labeled tech menus that frankly get on my nerves. The fit and finish of ECM machines are regarded as the best in the business. On a Synchronika 2, all edges are wrapped and the finishing is extremely detailed, not a sharp edge to be found. And here's a tip: if you want to check the exterior finish quality of any machine, have a peek at the less visible places like interior corners and seams of drip trays. A lot of manufacturers skimp on those. ECM, they don't. Beautifully polished with no visible weld marks. It's an excellent representation of the level of craftsmanship throughout the machine. The drip tray includes a removable platform for smaller cups, and it's pre-drilled for a permanent drain line attachment to an included collection cup. Easy to miss details contribute to the overall presentation, like the subtle custom taper of the E61 group, chrome tips on levers and portafilters, and the custom facets of the E61 exhaust port. I also consider the fasteners used. You know, some machines, they use fairly standard Phillips head screws and might even anchor those in plastic body clips. On the Synchronika 2, it's high-grade Allen head fasteners into solid metal receivers. I love getting inside machines, so easy access to internals is a favorite thing of mine. On this machine, remove 4 screws, loosen 2 in the top, and all the body panels come right off the one-piece front-to-back base frame. To customize the exterior, a variety of real woods handcrafted by Vitamin in Germany are available for the side panels, steam and hot water levers, the E61 lever, portafilters, even the handle of the included tamper can be upgraded with matching wood. My brew temperature tests are based on the SCA method. With a PID set to 200 and the machine warmed up, I attach the TPD test device and allow it to warm up for 10 minutes. I do a short flush to clean the group, then reattach the TPD and raise the lever. As the brew pressure comes up to 9 bar and the test device fills, I'm going to disregard those readings in the first 10 seconds as temps equalize in the TPD. At 10 seconds in, we're at 199.7 and rising to a max of 200.6 at 16 seconds. At 23 seconds, it's at 200.3 and it's going to hold steady there until the finish at 29 seconds. Here's a graph of those very impressive results. The average temperature from 10 seconds to the finish was 200.35 Fahrenheit. This is the kind of brew temperature accuracy one should expect from a dual boiler machine. The Synchronika 2 does make it easy to play with brew temps to see how they affect your espresso flavor. To test milk frothing performance and water added during steaming, I set the steam boiler temp to 274 Fahrenheit, and that's equal to about 134 Celsius. That temperature produces about 2.25 bar of pressure in the boiler. Starting with 148 grams of whole milk, that's about 5 ounces from the fridge at 49 degrees in the pitcher, I performed our standard test timing, how long it takes to heat that to above 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 60 degrees Celsius. The 2-hole steam tip produces an excellent roll in the pitcher. Total time to reach higher than 140 was 18 seconds. The milk weighed 164.6 grams after steaming for a gain of 16.6 grams, about 11%. Now, it's not unusual for machines to add 15% in water weight during steaming, so 11% is a very good result. Following steaming, the boiler recovered to the 274 on the PID and 2.25 bar steaming pressure in just 12 seconds. Now, just for fun, I opened the steam valve and let it rip for more than a minute. The pressure never dropped below about 1.6 bar in the boiler. For comparison, that 1.6 bar is higher than the starting pressure on every single heat exchange boiler I have ever used, and I've used a lot. And the boiler recovered to 274 degrees in about 30 seconds. Very impressive, and obviously no problem steaming huge amounts of milk on the Synchronika 2. All right, I've got Todd, our machine guru. Todd, always great to have you here. We're gonna go through the Synchronika 2. What's changed? You know, ECM's always innovating. Oh, and take a look, I'm showing right now how easy it is to get inside this machine. Just one screw to get off each side panel and a couple more and you're totally inside the machine.
Sure, now being a tech guy, I love the idea of that.
Yeah.
But the machine's laid out very similar to what it was before, but he's made some really nice improvements. If you're not familiar with the way it was before, we'll kind of go over that.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing is everything's accessible. The water comes in the bottom through this, up through this water line here. You have a valve on the bottom of this to switch between water line and reservoir. No solenoid valves in here,
right,
which we like. Sometimes there's solenoid valves. And then over here, here's your, we call a valve tree. So the water that goes through here, this goes up through the solenoid valve into the steam boiler. This goes over to your brew boiler. There's a new OPV. He just added this one in there, not adjustable, but you don't have to adjust it, so we prefer you don't mess with that.
And I did take the reservoir carrier out. It's just two screws off the bottom to get that out so that you can get in here. Yep.
Yep. Over the side, he's added a drain line, or a spot to drain the brew boiler. That's nice. There's a valve on that. Always do it when it's cold.
And the pump here, right? We didn't mention that, right? So the pump now, the bypass adjustment for pressure, is here.
It's on the side. It used to be down below, so you'd have to get underneath. This is a nice addition. You just take off the side panel and you can access it.
So the machine can be running, you can adjust that really easily.
Sure.
Yep.
But the big addition on this one is the cartridge heater in the brew group.
Yeah.
The big chrome-plated brass brew group that used to take a long time to heat up. Now it's
6.5 minutes. You're ready to go.
Sure, and that's right down in there. So
There's
that's
a couple
really nice.
high limits on that, just for protection, right? We got those on the boilers as well.
And once it's hot, the thermal siphon system takes over and it keeps it nice and hot. Here's your steam boiler, all stainless steel. Your brew boiler, all stainless steel, very large. Another addition is a brass T on this, which is also nice. It used to be plastic at one time. And here's your vacuum leaf valve. This is a nice feature because this actually drains into the drip tray.
That's what, that
nice.
T takes any kind of water source inside the machine and puts it in the drip tray, right?
Exactly. In fact, Michael from Profitec was the first one to do, ECM Profitec was the first one to do this.
Yep.
Yep.
And we love the base frame on this. It's all one piece. You've shipped a lot of machines in your day, right?
Yes.
And these are very, very rugged. So it's like, all one piece, front to back.
Yep, they hold up well.
Yeah.
Also added on a plug here for a drain line, not a drain line, but to drain if you want to. So that's another nice addition.
Make sure your machine's cold if you're going to open that baby up.
Yeah, there's a plate on there. Probably anytime you open up, you should probably make sure it's cold.
Yeah. And then
Just saying.
Then we saw the connection here for the plumb line, right? And the valve for that. Love that swivels, makes it really easy to hook things up.
Yeah, great layout, great design.
All right. Todd, thanks so much for joining us. Always a pleasure to have you here. Included in the box with the machine are angled and balanced single and double spout portafilters, single and double shot filter baskets, a back flush disc, a 58 millimeter ECM logo etched polished steel tamper, braided steel hose for plumbing, direct to water line, and adapter to connect to US 3/8 inch compression fittings, a drip tray drain kit, user manual, and brew group cleaning brush. The machine is covered by a 3-year parts and labor warranty from Whole Latte Love. For great tasting coffees and smooth running machine, it's critically important to treat water to remove chlorination and reduce calcium concentration to prevent scale. We recommend solutions from BWT Water More. All of these use patented ion exchange technology that, when used as directed, prevents scale formation and include activated carbon for removal of chlorination and other chemicals. Options also include ECM's Aroma C, which will mount directly in the water reservoir, the BWT Best Save in reservoir pad filter, their Aqualizer pitcher, and a plumbing machine direct to water line BWT WT's High Volume Best Max Premium. This inline system includes a pressure regulator to reduce incoming pressure to the ECM spec of 1 to 2 bar, which is also appropriate for long duration pre-infusion using the programmable passive pre-infusion on the machine. So what type of user is a Synchronika 2 for? Well, if you're after the best, the Synchronika 2 has the best heat-up time, ready to go in 6.5 minutes. Best-in-class steaming power. And in about 400 verified user reviews, its 4.9 out of 5-star rating is the best we have for this type of machine. Super accurate brew temperatures combined with new features like programmable active and passive pre-infusion make it easy to produce consistently superior espresso. Programmable on-off times by day of week and other usability features are easy to access and intuitive to use with a new push-button dial rotary control. If you appreciate high-quality finishing, it just doesn't get any better. Top to bottom and side to side, the Synchronika 2 is a showpiece, and there are excellent handcrafted wood trim options available to customize the machine. Now, if you have any questions about the ECM Synchronika 2 here or anything coffee, of course, use those comments and I'll be happy to get you a detailed answer. And if you love coffee and espresso as much as I do, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm Mark, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll come back soon for more of the best on everything coffee, brought to you by Whole Latte Love.